welcome back. I'm Melissa Pineda, and today I will be discussing the book The 4-Hour Body by Timothy Ferriss. So, this is the same author that wrote The 4-Hour Workweek, which I also reviewed on my channel. And I thought this was an excellent read, just like The 4-Hour Workweek, full of a ton of information, really relevant information in terms of improving your overall health, fitness, sleep, all sorts of stuff. So this book was published in 2010. It's a #1 New York Times bestseller. And why would you want to read this book? Well, it's a book about how to reach your peak physical potential with minimum effort. So if that's something that interests you, that is one reason you should read it. I actually don't. I didn't want to reach my peak physical potential, to be honest. I was just really curious about what it was about, and I enjoyed his other book, so I thought I'd give this a try. So if you're more like me and are just interested in making small changes, kind of tweaking things to improve your overall fitness or well-being, then this book is also for you, and basically anywhere in between, I think. So I will tell you some of the things I found really relevant and helpful from this book, and then you can determine whether or not you want to invest your time in reading it. Before I do, if there's anything today that you hear that you like, please like and subscribe. All right, I'm going to begin. So Ferriss starts the book off with 4 principles of failure-proofing behavior, basically an insurance against weaknesses of human nature. So he talks about this in relation to dieting and changing like your body. One, he says, make it conscious. An example is to take pictures of the food you're going to eat before you eat it. He says it's more effective than a food diary. So it forced people to really consider their choices before they made or ate them. Also, before pictures of your body, if you put it on the fridge, he says it's really effective. 2, make it a game. 3, make it competitive. He suggests friendly competition. There's a lot of online things he references, online communities, things of that nature, but if you can do it like with a friend, even better. And 4, make it small and temporary. And that's kind of like a theme throughout this book too. Like you can make these small changes and it's supposed to be temporary. And it's not supposed to be enjoyable always. Like some of the diets he suggests too, he's like, this isn't because it's supposed to be delicious. It's supposed to get you to the goal that you want faster than other people. If you take your time, you eventually get there. But these are all kind of like tips and tricks how to do it like on speed. Things that I kind of took away as like notes to remember. One thing is just avoid white carbs. Also, he suggests eat the same few meals over and over again. He said it might sound boring initially, but it's something that we all probably do anyway. Just think of what you usually eat for breakfast, maybe 3 days a week, or lunch, something like that. So he says that this helps if you kind of stick with the same few meals over and over again. So you're not like wondering what to eat either. He said good choices for fat loss are egg whites, chicken breast, beef, fish, vegetables, beans, spinach, cruciferous vegetables especially. Eat as much of these foods as you like, he said. Mexican food is actually the most conducive to this diet, he said, especially if you just take out the rice and add in something else. He suggests you could do guacamole, you can do, he said quinoa at one point, salsa is great, but yeah, throw in more veg, he suggests. Drink a lot of water, like a lot of water, like drink a lot of water and then drink more water. Also, don't drink your calories. Something that he does say is you can drink red wine, 2 glasses max, no beer and no white wine. Don't eat any fruit, he says. That's a tough one, right? For me, it's a tough one, but he says don't eat any fruit. Also, he does say, this is a good one, take 1 day off a week. So he said if you have 1 cheat day a week, it's totally fine, and it's mostly water gain after your cheat day, because you've increased the carb intake on that cheat day. So he said expect like huge fluctuation weight-wise after that day, but this is going to go away within 48 hours. So this is what Ferriss suggests in terms of what you should eat, and then, yeah, definitely take that 1 cheat day a week. Otherwise, he said, you're going to fail. Ferris suggests avoiding dairy or at least limiting it. He said for people that like cream in their coffee, like me, you shouldn't do more than 2 tablespoons of cream in your coffee. He said to try vanilla extract and cinnamon. I'm working myself up to doing that instead of cream, or maybe limiting my cream. So that's something he suggests. Common mistakes on failing with this diet is not eating enough protein. Because then you're hungry and then you feel like you need to fill it with carbs and you don't. Skipping breakfast, he said that's a huge no-no. Like, do not skip breakfast, whatever you do, and if you don't drink enough water. You will lose fat if you follow this diet, he says, and he gives like specific examples on diets too. Again, pages of this in his actual book. Lots of diagrams too, if you like diagrams. He says that you need to get rid of all domino foods in the house. So things like almonds, for instance, nuts, like anything that a small amount is good, but no one ever eats a small amount of nuts. There's like a huge amount of calories in a cup of almonds. Same with hummus, he said. So get rid of all domino foods. Anything that requires portion control, he said, get rid of it. So this is interesting. I've heard this before. So 0-calorie drinks or low-calorie drinks are actually not good for you. Just because it says 10 to 20 or 0 calories. He said they use sweeteners that stall fat loss because they increase insulin release and it messes up your metabolism. So I found that really interesting as well. Aspartame is probably the best alternative, he says, to sugar, but even that should be avoided. Don't eat too close to bed and don't drink alcohol too close to going to bed, like within 2 to 3 hours. Ferris also has a whole chapter dedicated to improving your sex life. I'm not going to go over that today. So if that's something that interests you, then by all means, check out his book. He has diagrams and everything. He has a big section on sleep as well. He suffered, or I don't think he still does, but he suffered from insomnia. Some of the stuff he suggested, unfortunately, because the book's from 2010, it's actually been discontinued, and I've made a note to tweet Mr. Ferris about this because I'd love some newer recommendations. He suggests the Philips Go Light Blue Light, but that's actually discontinued. He also suggests an ultrasonic humidifier, Cool Mist humidifier, also discontinued. I like it though how in his book he had links directly to Amazon where you can buy this stuff. So I am going to tweet him because I would really like to know what exactly he uses now, if it's something other than these things. Yeah, because I've been Googling things. I'm really curious about this. My husband has insomnia a lot, and my one daughter struggles with this too. So if there's some big thing I find out as having actually been effective, I'll definitely post about it because I know it affects a lot of people. So he talks about a Nightwave pulse light, also discontinued. What isn't discontinued because you don't buy it is a cold bath. I have not invested in this. I haven't tried this yet, but apparently a cold bath 1 hour before sleep is effective. Ferris also talks about different supplements that you can take, things that he's tried that has really worked for him as well. He talks about creatine monohydrate. Apparently there's been research showing that it minimizes or prevents Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and Huntington's. A lot of the stuff he suggests you take like under the direction of a physician. So there's a lot more that you need to look into with the suggestions that he's made, but there's a lot of really interesting information in this book. He also talks about how to bulk up, specifically for men, in this case at the gym, if they really want to gain a lot of muscle in a small amount of time. So he talks about this idea of set to failure, doing sets until you are basically going to throw up. So he has lots of diagrams and information, different exercises on what to do in terms of that, resistance training. He says that you can gain, I think it's like 30 pounds in less than a month with less than 30 minutes of gym time per week, something like that. Like, it's pretty crazy what you can accomplish with your body if you follow certain things. And this stuff has worked for Mr. Ferris and for countless other people. So if that's something that interests you, yeah, definitely check that section of the book out. He also talks about intermittent fasting. I've heard this so many times in Life Force by Tony Robbins too. Ferris also says it's life extending. It just works for your body. The way that it was explained in Life Force, that was that you need to give your body time to actually digest. Like, give your body a chance to focus on other things, other ailments in your body, or just give yourself more like brain power, concentration. Your body can't do that if it's constantly digesting. So I found that really interesting, and that kind of finally made sense to me, the whole intermittent fasting thing. So anyway, this is something else Mr. Ferris talks about as being a very good thing for you to do, or at least like there's different ways of doing it too. You could do it once a week. You could do, I think he called it like partial intermittent fasting. Anyway, there's a lot in this book. Basically, it's all about controlling your body and being the best version physically of yourself that you can be. And Mr. Ferris says, give yourself a new body, give yourself a new life. So I'm going to leave it there. If anything I've said today you find interesting, please like and subscribe. Also, please pick yourself up a copy of this book. And until next time, thanks for listening.